A square garden has an area of 9 square meters. The perimeter of the garden is n. What is the value of n? Let's make a square, and then if the perimeter is n, and let's let s be the side length, and it's a square, so all sides are the same. So that means the perimeter is 4s. And therefore, s is n over 4. So each of these is actually n over 4 if you write it in terms of n. And now they're saying that the area is 9. So the area would be n over 4 squared, correct? And they're saying that's equal to 9. So n squared over 16 is 9. N squared would therefore be 9 times 16. N would therefore be 3 times 4, which is 12. T is 12, the answer to the previous question. In the diagram, square ABCD has side length t. 2 vertical lines and 2 horizontal lines divide square ABCD into 9 equal smaller squares. And each of these smaller squares is cut in half by a diagonal, as shown. Some of the triangular regions defined by these lines are shaded. What is the total area of the shaded parts of the square? Okay, so the side length is 12, right? And since these are equal, this will be 4, 4, and 4, like that. Now each of these shaded guys is a triangle, and its area would be 1/2 base times height. The base is 4, the height is 4, so that's 8. Now how many of them are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's only 8. 8 of them, and each of them has an area of 8, so 8 times 8 is the total area of the shaded parts of the square, and that is 64. T is 64. Let T be n times n minus 1 times n plus 1 plus n. What is n? T is n times n minus 1 times n plus 1 plus n. Okay. All right, let's expand this, I guess. This is going to be n times n squared minus 1 plus n. This is going to be n to the power 3 minus n plus n, and that's just n to the power 3. And then n was 64. Hold on here. T is 64, sorry. So therefore 64 is equal to n cubed. Therefore n would be the cube root of 64, which is 4. And I believe that's it. How many integers n with n greater than 0 satisfy 1 over n plus 1 is greater than 4 over 29. Let's cross multiply. 29 greater than 4n plus 4. And therefore 25 is greater than 4n, and therefore n divided through by 4. 25 divided by 4 is what, 6.25? Okay, and then n was greater than 0, so let's just complete that inequality. So n is an integer, and it's between 0 and 6.25, so that means n could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And therefore, how many? The answer would be 6. T is equal to 6. A water tank initially contains X liters of water. Pablo adds T over 2 liters of water to the tank, making the tank 20% full. After Pablo adds water to the tank, Chloe then adds T squared over 4 liters of water to the tank, making the tank 50% full. What is the value of X? Initially, it's X, and then we're going to add this T over 2. Now, T is 6, so really what that means is just X plus 3, correct? And that represents 20% of the tank. Okay, now if I will multiply by 5, I get 100%. So I'd have to multiply that by 5, so it'd be 5x plus 15. Yeah, I think that's correct. Okay, now let's go to the next part. And then what they're saying is that you take that x plus 3 and you add this t squared plus 4. Now t is 6, so that's going to be x plus 3 plus t squared will be 36. 36 divided by 4 will be 9. So that's x plus 12. And x plus 12, they're saying, represents 50%. So if I multiplied both sides by 2, I'd get 100%, and that would be 2x plus 24. So 2x plus 24 represents 100% of the tank, and 5x plus 15 represents 100% of the tank, so we can set them equal to each other to solve for x. So 5x plus 15 is equal to 2x plus 24, and therefore that's 3x is 9, and therefore x is 3. T is 3. Point O is at the origin, and points P and Q are in the first quadrant as shown. The slope of OP is 12 over 5, and the length of OP is 13t. The slope of OQ is 3 over 4, and the length of OQ is 10t. What is A plus C? We will use, this is the origin, right? So that's 0, 0, like right there. So let's just use the standard rise over run. So it would be B minus 0 over A minus 0, which is basically just B over A. And that's the slope of that OP. And they told me that that's 12 over 5. So cross multiplying 5b is equal to 12a. Okay, so far so good. And then if I were to draw a triangle perpendicular, this is A and this is B. So A squared plus B squared is 13t squared, correct? Now, t is 3. So that means that's 13 times 3 is 39, so 39 squared. Okay, so, okay, and I think I will have to use that to solve for A, because I want A and then C. So let me solve for A. So A squared plus B would be 12A over 5, correct? Okay, that's good. I only have one variable now, so that I can solve this. Okay, so this is going to be A squared. This is 144a squared over 25, and then top and bottom by 25 to get a common denominator. 25 plus 144 is 169. 169a squared over 25. Oh, I forgot the 39 squared. And then now, let's see here. 169a squared is 39 squared times 25. Okay, now take the square root of both sides, so that's going to be 13. A is equal to 39 times 5, and then divide through by 13, and then get 3 times 5, which is 15. Okay, so A is 15. All right, that's good, and I think I'm going to be doing the exact same thing for the Q, this guy. Okay, so let's do the exact same thing. So the slope would this time just be d over c, and that's given as 3 over 4. So 4d is equal to 3c, and therefore d would be 3c over 4. Yeah. Okay, and then same thing, let's draw a little line to make that a triangle, and this is c and this side is d. So that means c squared plus d squared is equal to 10t. That was the length from here to here. And then c squared, d is 3c over 4. 10t, t is 3, right? So that's basically, oh, sorry, this should be squared. Sorry about that. So 10t is 10 times 3, which is 30, so 30 squared. Okay, so c squared plus 9c squared over 16, and that's 30 squared. So that's going to be 16, 16. So 16c plus 9c, 25c squared, I should say. And that's going to be 30 squared times that 16. Take the square root of everything. You have 5c, and we get 30 times 4. And then c would be 30 divided by 5 is 6. So 6 times 4 is 24. C is 24. Well, there we go. A is 15, C is 24. So therefore, what is A plus C? Well, A plus C looks to me like 15 plus 24, and that is 39. Three of the positive divisors of 24 are 1, 8, and 24. What is the sum of all the positive divisors of 24? Okay. I'm not sure why they gave this sentence here. Let's just list the positive divisors of 24. We got 24, 12, 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then when you add these all up, you get 60. And I think that's it. T is 60. Numbers A and B satisfy both of these equations. What is the value of B? First, let's just substitute that T equals 60. So that's going to be A minus 60 over 6 is 10, so 10B. And then in the next one, it'll be 60 divided by 5, which is 12. So I think that's it. So we'll call this equation 1, and we'll call this equation 2. And I think just a basic 1 minus 2 should do it for me. So that's going to be minus 10b minus 12b. And this is going to be 20 minus 10. So that's going to be 2b is equal to 30. And therefore b is 15. And I think that's all they wanted. They just wanted the value for b. T is 15. Parabola with the equation y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c passes through 4, 0, t over 3, 0, and 0, 60. What is the value of a? So we have 4, 0, t over 3, which would be 15 over 3, which is 5, 0, and then 0, 60. So those are the 3 points, and this is the equation. Okay, so here we go. So let's plug in, which one do you want? Let's plug in that one first. When x is 0, you're just going to get y is equal to c. But y is 60, so c is 60. So that equation is essentially ax squared plus bx plus 60. Okay, now let's try this guy. That's going to give me 0 is equal to 16a plus 4b plus 60. And then if I substitute that guy, it's going to be 0 is equal to 25a plus 5b plus 60. Okay, call this equation 1, call this equation 2. 5 times equation 1 minus 4 times equation 2 should do the trick. That's going to give me 80a minus 100a plus 20b minus 20b plus 300 minus 240. That's going to give me 20a is 60, and therefore a is 3. And that is what they wanted. They wanted the value of a.